This is Nashcrafter's base. It had a villager breeder that produced a librarian that sells Mending for 38 emeralds. This is Silent Whisperer's base. It has an iron farm and a fully automated villager breeder that produced a librarian who sells Mending for 38 emeralds. This is my base. The villager breeder in it is broken, but even when it did work, it didn't even have a baby output hole. Every villager that farm produced had to be manually put out of it using a boat. Nevertheless, it did produce several librarians, one of whom sells a mending book for 12 emeralds. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sadly Vanilla server. My name is ZloyXP. Things are about to change drastically. So here we are at the doorstep of a new era of the server. No more fish farms, no more nothing, no more 38 emeralds per mending book. I have the power to bring the new revolution, the new technical era to the decidedly vanilla. So, are we gonna do it? Are we gonna provide an affordable mending book into every single house of the server? Well, friends, you tell me. No, really, tell me. Should I do it? Should not? I mean, I'm kind of role-playing as the Dark Lord of the server at the moment. It is not in my character's motivation to just go ahead and share my box, my shulker box of mending books with everybody else. However, at the same time, I'm sick and tired of people AFKing. I'm sick of and tired of greeting a person that just logged on only for them to go AFK and not actually play with me for forever. We have to do something about it. We have to create a mending shop. People will be able to come to and just grab a book for themselves. Also, I need to fix my villager breeder thingy magic. I'm not sure what actually happened to it. Pretty sure zombies cannot get anyone inside of there. But however, one of the two villagers I had somehow disappeared. So probably either it is on a chunk border, which... Nope. Not in the slightest. Or potentially a lightning struck somewhere near and somehow managed to get one villager but not the other. One way or another, doesn't matter. We will be rebuilding and refocusing this thing. Anyway, sometime later, I actually really want to get Silent Whisperer on it because he's just better at redstone than I am. So, and that, yeah, I know that this has no redstone in it. It's just you get my point. You get my point. So, before we go to the spawn area and finally start building in it with something that I've been kind of procrastinating on for absolute forever, allow me to quickly just introduce you to all the new cool stuff that is around my base. So, here comes ZloyXP's minute of catching up with my casual stuff that I did on off camera. Yeah. Again, I really enjoy playing on the server, even when I'm not recording. As a result, a lot of things change around here, without you guys maybe noticing or seeing. So, first things first, of course, there's the villager pit, or 5 villager pits, and there's quite a number of them in there. Particularly we have toolsmiths, armorers, and weaponsmiths, one of each and 2 of some. We have 2 farmer villagers willing to exchange all the farming stuff, like carrot, potatoes, all that kind of stuff. And a bunch of other farmer villagers who are shepherds, fletchers, and that kind of things. But will be really helpful if I want to create a potato or carrot farm, which too is something I plan to do. Actually, that's something I plan to do with that particular island out there. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's not really rendering in, but yeah, that island out there. It used to have a lot of dark oak on it. Then I used it to farm spruce trees. Now it's just sitting there, entirely empty. I don't know what to do with it, and I plan to populate it with villagers essentially. Maybe I'll put an iron farm or a villager thingamajig. out there. You know, the thingamajig that farms potatoes and carrots and that kind of things. So, outside of that, what else do we have? Well, here in the secret part of the base, I modified the room that used to be my appendix with like a bunch of baby zombies sitting in it. Yeah, no baby zombies inside anymore, but check this one out. Yeah, first things first, this room now has walls. That's pretty important and pretty freaking cool. But at the same time, it also has a map. And the chests. Oh, the chests, friends. These are my mining chests. And yes, all of them, all of this row, this row, this row, this row, this row, this row, this entire wall is automatically being sorted. Now, when I want to mine out something, at the moment what I do is I go down this water column. And I go all the way down and I mine stuff. But then I come out and with my shulker boxes, I drop the shulker boxes into this particular hopper. Hopper pipe. Yeah, hopper pipe. And the hopper pipe basically sorts all the stuff from them into these chests. There's your granite, diorite, andesite, gravel, stone, cobblestone, and everything else goes into this particular place down here. At the moment, I'm not making enough diamonds anyway to justify having an entire sorting system dedicated to precious blocks, such as, you know, iron, coal, diamonds, gold, redstone, that kind of stuff. There's not nearly enough of that going on for me to be bothered with it. However, I'm pretty happy with this particular setup, which is basically, that's my stance, that's my general stance on auto-sorting systems. Don't auto-sort everything. Instead, just auto-sort resources that you get in bulk, such as stone, cobble, granite, dirt, that kind of stuff. And maybe outputs from the farm, which, yeah, it's always nice to sort your outputs from the farms. Recently, I installed a special item filter underneath the output chest from the skeletons, which just voided all the arrows, because by now I have much more arrows that I know what to do with. But there's been another change to the mob farm of mine. One, I'm not entirely responsible for. If anything, I'm entirely not responsible for. But at the same time, one very important. You see, Optifine came out. Optifine came out. And as a result, right now, I can actually have this mob grinder running 24/7 whenever I'm around, without having any frame drops. Meaning that finally, this thing is swinging its full force. Finally, this thing is doing what I wanted it to do this whole time, which is, you know, walking consistently, walking all the time, and constantly throwing out gunpowder, bones, rotten flesh, all that kind of stuff. And I could not be happier. Of course, at one point we will have to figure this one out even further. We'll have to figure it out. We'll have to add a system to automatically make non-despawnable zombies. We'll have to add a system that will automatically make non-despawnable baby zombies. We'll have to make a system that will allow us to switch off the grinding mode and switch into a mode that would allow us to sort through undead ourselves and pick ones that we want to keep for the army. But whatever, this currently is not even my main way of getting troops. My main way of getting troops till the till recent time was actually my villager breeder. Allow me to explain. You ready for some little terrors? Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the most dangerous zombies on the entire Decidedly Vanilla server. Not even kidding here. These guys, at one point, all were villager babies. All of them were, at one point, robbed from the villager breeder, put down next to a zombie baby, and turned. Check them out. Aren't they delicious? Those are so precious, and I love every single one of them. Okay. All of them are also renamed, which is why some of them aren't able to pick stuff up, but still don't despawn. And yeah, the names are pretty freaking stupid, like Bing, Bang, Byong, Bzeng, Bing, Bajing, that kind of stuff. You can tell that at one point I just ran out of syllables and started just smashing my keyboard, which is how Bjork was born. But still, this is my death squad, as I like to call them, because really, some of them are actually very well equipped. Check this out. This even has you know, a sword, a diamond sword, and a diamond leggings and diamond things, and all of these guys are just absolutely precious, and I absolutely love it. There's one more, which just got me to laugh my butt off the other day when I first decided to experiment with him, because you see, this guy, where is he even? Oh, there you are. He's not just a zombie called Bwong. He's actually a skater boy. He said, "See you later, boy." Check this out. Okay, come on, dude. Come on. Come on. Come to Papa. And yeah, he is how I plan on delivering the rest of the baby zombie army towards our inevitable target. So, in the comments down below and in the iCard right now, you will find a poll. In the iCard, that is, not in the comments. In the iCard, you're gonna find a poll as to who is the person we shall unleash the death squad onto. And at the same time, in the comments, I really expect you guys to justify your judgment, justify why do you feel we should unleash the baby zombies onto that particular person and not somebody else. I'll be reading all the comments as always, and I'll be watching the poll in the iCard. But for now, that's just about enough for my actual own base. Yeah, you can see I've been doing a lot behind the scenes, but now it's finally time. 10 to 13 episodes into the series to build our starter house in the community spawn area. So you know how every house starts with an item filter, right? Yeah, it doesn't, but mine does, because it's not a house. It's ultimately just a mending shop, thinly masqueraded as a living quarters. Yeah, this here will be our shop thingy-magic for selling people mending. The price I so far have decided on is 1 block of diamond. There we go! You boop one thing and another thing boops out. Basic exchange circuit, guys. A very, very good alternative to actual villager or, you know, actual player trading. Basically, AFK player trader is what I'm trying to say. Alrighty, now this here is the heart and soul, but mostly the brains of my own mending shop. The problem, of course, is to reroute the dropper from here to actual place near the hopper in which you throw the items, and also, of course, to build an actual house and possibly a library around it. Because, guys, yeah, this season, just let me give you quite fast, yeah, a short tour is what I'm trying to say. Let me give you a short tour. Look at this. This is so-called Mediterranean style. And to be completely honest with you, I have no bleeding idea how to build in it. And on top of that, it uses sandstone, which is like, yeah, one of the worst resources ever to be using for a build. I mean, it is one of the most annoying things to gather. Outside of maybe red sandstone, which doesn't even ever show up in the game, like generated by the game. You always have to craft every single block, and it's like 4 sand for a single block. And it doesn't even look that good, to be completely honest. Okay, not on this particular building. It's just by itself is what I'm trying to say. Which, yeah, a trip to the mining desert, a trip to the redstone figuring out test world or something like that, and I'll be right back. Okay, the noise is kind of fun. Well, I'm very, very much out of my element here, but still, I really do feel like I'm getting somewhere with this particular house frame. Yeah, admittedly, it doesn't scream a bookshop just yet. Honestly, it doesn't scream anything really. It's just one arch and a smaller arch right new to it, right next to it. But still, though, I'm at the very least very happy that I can created some sort of a secluded area which you can at this point enter and even leave afterwards. Let me just ponder and think. The more I look at everybody else's builds here, the more I realize that I'm actually quite lucky to have a stack of spruce just laying around in my inventory, and also to have a shulker box of nether brick slabs just also laying around in my area, because most people here use regular brick for their roofs, and me and my nether brick slabs will kind of at the same time fit very well into the overall style, while at the same time standing out just enough to be noticed. So that's my hope, basically. That's me hoping here. Still though, I decided to also grab some lime terracotta because I like green stuff, and so I went and bought some from Pixelriff's green shop, which is a shop that sells green stuff. That's like the dumbest way to categorize your shop, but there you go, that's what he does. So this looks kinda alright, if a bit ramshackle. Now, of course, not the most luxurious house ever yet, but we'll get to that after I explain something that I've come up with. And something that actually, again, might be interfering with the server policy, which is why I'm bringing this up before, like, in the Discord right now. And I'm actually in the process of waiting on approval. So, what I was trying to do here is I was trying to create an access point to the upper levels from the lower levels, and of course there's already is one out here, but this is like a long way around. Meanwhile, you can just cut the trip in half, but just going into here. So that's how I wanted originally to basically lure people into this particular shop. You're just passing by, and then you see like, oh yeah, Mending stuff, and you just boop and push stuff from it. The idea being that this building up here will also be the same building in which we house the nether portal to the spawn, and that's when you kind of get the idea, right? Okay, I am already the person responsible for the server's nether portal, right? So it's okay if I just take another hub. So it's okay if I just take the nether portal into spawn and make it a part of my own house. At the same time, it will basically provide me with a lot of traffic of people just coming out of the portal and being like, oh hey, there's a sign saying I can buy a Mending book. I should probably go and do that. And then they go. And then they do that. Now, of course, this entire thing would not have to be at all if I just positioned my shop at the general shopping area in the stalls of, yeah, community stalls, basically. Yeah, the shops here. I wouldn't even have to build anything because everything is already made. However, sadly, every single bit of this is already taken by now. Check this out. There's the Salty Sea Fog by Nashcrafter. There's the green stuff shop by Pixelriff, which, yeah, check this out. Okay, ow. Okay, I'm stuck. I regret everything. But yeah, you got my point. Everything is taken. Yeah, everything is taken. There's the green shop, there's the irreverent rocket shop by BJW, and that's it. That's it for the market, apparently. So I just had to create my own place for now, and so far it's basically created. All that's left to do is incorporate the nether tunnel into it, and also, of course, put up some signs saying that, hey guys, can I not sign this? Why can't I? Okay, you know what? I'll just, yeah. Throw a diamond block on the blue carpet. And then it's gonna be like, buy a Mending book. Buy a Mending book, throw a diamond block on the blue carpet. So we go badonk, and we instantly receive an enchanted mending book. Isn't that amazing? Yes, it is. Don't answer. So, obviously, this also has an overflow protection where if the no matter how many like basically diamond blocks you throw, it will throw out just enough mending books for you. And at the same time, it also has a protection where if I'm out of stock, then you don't get any, just the diamond blocks just refuse to go into the hopper, so it blocks out. So that's nice, but I really don't feel like I will be running out of stock anytime soon. And even if I do, I know already how to improve on that. I already know how to make this entire thing tiny bit basically able to store way more mending books. So there you have it. The shop is functional, okay, functionally complete, and I'm just sitting here waiting for people on Discord to actually notice my message. So I'll have to cut it here, but before we go, allow me to quickly run one more errand. Well, not really, at the very least, like, explain to you what I'm trying to do here. You see, in the beginning of this episode, I mentioned Nashcrafter and Silent Whisper, who both have their own mending villagers. Well, friends, right here, I will offer you a little bit of an explanation why that was actually very necessary. You see, if they have mending villagers, even though theirs ones are 3 times more expensive than mine, I still have to make sure that they don't go into competition with me. Which is why I'm leaving right here a bit of an intimidation tactic, a bit of a bribery act. However, still, I'm offering Nashcrafter and later Silent Whisper also 9 mending books out of the blue, just for no particular good reason, just to ensure with an, like, these 9 mending books, they come with an offer from me, with an offer of alliance. As main traders of the server, we right now have a glorious golden opportunity to establish not a competition as the capitalism allows us, because capitalism sadly has this invisible hand, so-called, where the demand will be met by the supplier, where if somebody is selling something for a price that the populace does not agree with, then someone else can undercut them, and this competition will ultimately race to the point where the lowest bidder, who also still is making enough money to provide for themselves, will ultimately survive, basically undercutting the other person. What I'm trying to say here, if I just allow the nature of capitalism run its course here, it will just result in the 3 of us, the mending traders of the server, consistently running out of stock trying to undercut each other. Instead, what I want is I want an alliance. This here is an offering of peace. Together, the 3 of us can establish a monopoly that would allow us to set up basically whatever price we want for our mending books. But at the same time, right now, before this alliance is set in stone, all I'm asking of them is just not lower the price under a diamond block per book. That is the lowest I can and want to go, and that I feel is the lowest we should. So I'll write it down on the signs and like in a note right now after the camera cuts, guys. Don't worry. I will explain it to Nashcrafter too. She will not have to watch my video to this point. But you getting what I'm putting down, right? You understand what this whole thing is about. The 3 of us basically have a chance to establish dominance over the entire server without even lifting a finger. And all 3 of us really will be drowning in diamonds if we just play it right. So I'll be contacting them in Discord, I'll be dropping them messages, but for now, that's gonna be it for today. I'm gonna go quickly just run to Silent Whisper, place a chest of Mending books right next to him too. For now, that's gonna be it for today, guys. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, do leave a like. If you want to see more, do subscribe, because next time we're gonna do something even more fun. And after all, I need to prank the next person, and depending on the results on our today's poll. So do click that icon, do leave your opinion in the poll. To be continued. Have a good one. Bye bye.